Alright, I'm on my 59 Oday DaySailer here. One of the early generation, first generation DaySailers. First day of really digging into fixing this thing up and getting it back on the water. So I just removed all the wood seats and the wood coamings, all teak wood. I'll be finishing those up and getting them ready. But the question at hand right now is the mast jack. So let's come inside here and see what I'm working on. And you guys can maybe give me some suggestions if anybody sees this and knows what's happening here. So, for anybody who doesn't know how these work, the mast comes up through this hole right here. So, when you're raising the mast, you drop it down through what's called the cheeks right there. Basically, this hole in the cuddy top. You drop it down through there, and so this is a keel stepped mast essentially. And so what it does is it sits on top of what's called this mast jack, and then when you setting it up, you tighten this nut, and this nut raises the mast up just a little bit to tighten the shrouds, and so you have a nice tight system. So this is your micro adjustments to move it up, fractions of an inch or whatever after you've kind of tightened your shrouds down. Now, the question is, I've set this up once before, so and it seemed to be working fine. And then over the past year and a half or so, it hasn't been in use. And so the question is, what is going on here? Because I know this is not supposed to flop around this much. I'm pretty sure it's not supposed to flop around this much. So the question is, I know one thing is wrong. If I tilt this up, you might be able to get a good view of the angle of this. This screw, let's see if I can get a better shot of it. This screw right here is warped. It's got like this U shape. And so I'm almost 100% positive it's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be a straight screw, a straight bolt through that as a pivot point for this. But even once I straighten that or get a better bolt in there, the question is, isn't there supposed to be something else underneath here as some backing or support or something? It just feels like it's got way too much play on it to be right. I don't know. Maybe once the mast is on here, the problem is once the mast is on here, maybe that's just what keeps this up. I don't know. I was trying to figure out why it's bent like this, but maybe once the mast is in place, that sits straight, and then it's on its pivot point right here. I don't know. So if anybody has any ideas, let me know. I'd love to hear how this thing is supposed to be set in here, if there's supposed to be anything else, because I've looked down in there and it doesn't look like there's any other backing material that's fallen away, or I don't see any pieces of wood down there any pieces of wood that would have been rotted or something like that. So right now it just looks like it sits on that one pivot point, and it's not adjustable. I've seen on other boats sometimes this bolt is adjustable. It slides forwards and backwards and things, and this one is not. Very clearly it's in one spot. Now maybe it's due to all this garbage of a job of patching fiberglass. It's really, really ugly. It's going to be another job I'm going to have to do to clean it up. But anyway, I would love to hear what your thoughts are on how this mechanism is supposed to be installed properly so that it functions correctly. All right. Thanks so much for any advice you got.